Hey everybody, and first I just want to say I'm sorry for the long wait. Both of us had a lot of shit going on, so we're gonna go ahead and do news on top of our relief review of Oldboy. So Christian, why don't you go ahead and just take it away?
Okay, well, there's an Alien Covenant trailer.
And I saw it,
What do
and
you think?
as skeptical as I was, because Prometheus was not good, to say the least.
It's okay.
um, I mean, you gotta remember, like, this, it's not a really revealing trailer. It's a trailer, how it properly should be. It shows just enough to pique interest and what maybe's going on. So I gotta say, it got me a little excited.
I blame South Park with their whole, member berry thing.
Yeah,
Ever since then, I can't unsee all the weird pushes of nostalgia now.
dude, I can't either.
Like, I like the trailer, but I can't help but feel like, even though I didn't think Prometheus was really
It was
great,
something
at least he
different.
tried to do something kind of different.
Yeah, like,
What?
yeah, I agree. It was something different, and
Yeah,
it
like he tried to do
tried.
something kind of different. Yeah,
It's an ambitious
but
movie.
this movie feels like it's definitely a push for what you remember.
Oh yes, like a big, huge thing of remember the face huggers, remember the
Yeah,
spiky tail.
yeah, and then the main chick even kind of looks like Ripley from Aliens with like the short
Yeah,
hair thing.
yeah. Like this
Well, I
is.
don't know.
I mean, honestly, it's probably gonna be good because I
Yeah,
feel like with the budget and how much they took their time with this thing, I have a feeling that it's gonna be at least really good. But
is
the
is it better to be ambitious and somewhat fail, or is it better to rely on something you know people want and have it be just okay?
as somebody who right, the the studio mindset right now is to give people what they expect because that's what will bring in money.
Hmm.
The side of me that loves movies and loves art wants an ambitious failure more than anything. That's why I still respect the Wachowskis. I don't really like anything that they've done since The Matrix. I just
Don't
respect it.
why would you bring them up?
Because you have to admit, even though they have failed time after time since The Matrix, they've been doing some ambitious work.
Yeah, okay, whatever. James Franco's in it.
Alien?
Yeah, Alien Covenant. He's in it. I don't know where, but he's in
I
it.
did. Yeah, I didn't see him in the trailer.
I don't. Do you still think the rumor is going to be true that one of the characters is going to be Ripley's mother?
Uh, I don't know. I don't really care about that. I mean, that would be a more of like a nostalgia thing. Like I'm perfectly fine with a completely, different set aside cast. Like you know,
I don't think everything needs to be super connected. We don't need
yeah,
Ripley's mom. I mean, that would really be stupid to me if they do that.
yeah. I agree.
But
It just seems to be like one they're one is that nostalgia thing, but also they're doing like the whole oh we're gonna connect it here soon.
it feels so weird because when Prometheus first came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ridley Scott was saying like, yeah, it's in the same universe, but it's not really a prequel. Like, but this one is clearly not that. So this one is clearly a prequel. Um, and he even said that like the sequel to Prometheus was going to be even further away from Alien. It was going to be more its own thing.
Well, and then the studios came in and said, here's this giant bag of money. Please make something that the people want.
But I mean, it is a sequel to Prometheus because basically, from what I understand, is that there's a group of scientists that are trying to look for a new homeworld, kind of like in Interstellar. And like the planet they land on is the planet that David and the girl from the end of Prometheus end up at.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that same planet, but years and years and years later. So she's in the movie. I think the main chick from Prometheus, Numi Rapace.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in it supposedly. I don't know how big her part is, or she's already dead by the time this happens. But David is back, and there's another robot that looks like David.
You know, I honestly would have just completely been fine with, hey, here's like some alien monsters, or here's some more things going on into the engineers. Like, I'd have been fine with that. I really didn't. I don't need anything connecting to a few movies that I still really really love. Like I think yes, I'm excited to see the facehugger. Yes, I'm excited to see the xenomorph, but honestly, I want something that's new, or something that doesn't, or that's ever so slightly connects to the original thing. Like, yeah, a xenomorph would tie it there, but that's really all I would like. Or have like one guy or something like this. This seems to be a lot of nostalgia, and I'm getting a little uncomfortable with the whole culture of nostalgia right now.
I mean, I don't know. Prometheus was the movie you're saying.
Yeah,
only
it was.
Like a narrative level, because a lot of the stuff didn't make sense in it. But I don't know. I'm curious. Do you think the engineers are going to be in this movie?
Well, you can see like when on the planet that they land on or crash on. Did they crash or land? Yeah. Well, you see like this crashed ship. In one of the shots in the trailer. So that might be a small engineer vessel, maybe.
I'm thinking that's the ship that David and the girl took off at the end of Prometheus.
Oh. Well then.
That's what I'm thinking.
Then maybe they don't want the engineers in this one because they think that people didn't like Prometheus, so nothing from it should be in it.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for the movie. I want to see it. I mean, but I don't know. Part of me is kind of like, as much as I want to see it, I don't think there'll be anything new necessarily. I don't know, but I could be wrong. It could be great.
Yeah, like there's these days, like I don't see a whole lot of movies in the theaters. So if this movie really wants me to go watch it, then they're going to have to show me they're going to have to bring out another trailer. Maybe, show me a little bit of the story. Because then that would really determine if I go to the theater or wait for like Netflix or something.
One thing that I did not like about Prometheus was how freaking complicated it was to make the xenomorph type creature at the end.
Yeah.
Like, the main guy got some of that black goo put in his drink from David, and that guy had sex with his girlfriend, and she gave birth to that creature, and that creature impregnated the engineer, and that created... And it looks like they're getting a bit of that, where this looks like some kind of thing goes into a guy's ear.
Yeah, that little pollen thing.
Yeah, so I'm like, are we getting back to that, more of the overly complicated bullshit of what made a xenomorph?
That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, oh, so we're doing this again. But it might not be that. Kind of doubt it, because it clearly was aiming straight for his ear. Like, it seemed to already be sentient, so it might just be that same shit again. But you have to admit though, it is less stupid for that to go into his ear without him knowing, than him to go, ooh, goop, I should touch it.
Yeah, I like the cast. Dr. Manhattan is in it, Billy Crudup.
Dude, I love him. Billy Crudup's cool.
He's in it. Not Sam Watterson. Kate Watterson, I think is a girl's name, the main female. She was in she's the main lead female in Fantastic Beasts, which I haven't seen yet. She was in Inherent.
She was in Inherent Vice?
Yeah, she was the main girl, the Shasta.
Oh.
And then Danny McBride is in it.
I saw.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll be the more charismatic character. Ooh, he wears a cowboy hat when he drives a spaceship.
He must be the comic relief.
And I like David. I like David a lot. I thought he was the best part of Prometheus.
I do too. Yeah,
so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll come back to it when they release another trailer or when something significant comes out about it.
You finally saw the Suicide Squad.
I did. I finally saw Suicide Squad. And didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's strange. It is very strange that a movie does this. It was so obnoxious with its constant explosions and its poorly placed pop music. And yet, somehow, I was bored out of my mind. I was on my phone in it, just sitting there watching it. I tried to be very vigilant. Like, I got on my phone, oh, wait, no, put it down, I gotta pay attention. And I was texting you the whole time. Like, this... Oh, my God. Like I told you, I am not... I don't care anymore about what DC puts out. I don't care.
In some ways, it's the best DC movie, and in other ways, it's the worst DC movie. Like...
Yes.
But, look, I'm not going to get into it because in one of our previous ones I talked about my annoyance with the DC movie model, which is that they don't have one. They just think which thing is popular, and they go with that. So
I actually have a theory that I've been thinking about since I watched Suicide Squad. They pay attention to whatever makes a lot of money, and then they mold one of their properties into a movie like that. Like, Suicide Squad was like an answer to Deadpool.
Also Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's right, because, Deadpool came out after Suicide Squad, so it was a model on Guardians of the Galaxy. Obviously, we know which one will be remembered in time.
It's just that, like... Okay, so Marvel obviously has this big plan of how they're going to format their stories and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if DC doesn't want to do that, if Warner Brothers wants to just kind of do singular movies and have them each be their own thing, that's also fine. But they're not doing that, clearly. Yeah. They're trying to build towards something, and it feels like they want to build towards something, but at the same time, they want to completely change everything they do leading up to that. I don't know, it's annoying. But anyway, the reason I brought it up is because since everyone loved Harley Quinn in that movie, they want to make a movie just with her. And then that changed into they're making a Gotham Sirens movie because they probably realize Harley Quinn can't be her own full movie. So now that Gotham Sirens at some point, what do you think about that?
Much like the rest of their things, I feel like they're going to expect us to have already read a few of the comic book stories about that and really only pluck the characters out and just assume we know what they're talking about. Because Suicide Squad expected me to already know what the Suicide Squad was and just made a movie with the squad and didn't really bother to tell us. I mean, they told us, but not really in a convincing or smart way of saying why they're doing that. So they just expect us to have all these background notes already known, which we don't.
It's weird because, it's almost like they expect you to know certain things because they don't want to take the time to explain certain things.
Yeah,
like... anyway.
Yeah, like, same thing with Man of Steel, same thing with, Batman v Superman. They expect us to already know a little bit about the characters, and that's fine because, like, with Batman, we needed a origin story with Nolan's Batman because it was a different take on Batman. It was a movie that happened to have Batman in it, right? Like Spider-Man, we really don't need an origin story. Like in this one, in the next upcoming Spider-Man, he's already Spider-Man. In Civil War, he's already Spider-Man. So we don't really need a backstory. We don't really need a backstory with Superman, but it was somewhat of a different take on Superman. However, they already expect us to know a bunch about Batman and Superman so that when they're on screen, we already know who they are. But the problem is, they're different takes on those characters. So we don't know who those characters are. And that's what they don't get.
But yeah, I completely agree, but I'm just more concerned about the fact that they don't seem to have an idea of what they're doing. They're just kind of going off the cuff with what they think will make money. Mm-hmm. And look, all movies are made to make money, right? I mean, every single movie is made to turn a profit. They're all to make money, so it's not like I'm saying that I'm not tossing a finger at Warner Brothers for wanting to make money, but at least put some effort into it.
Yeah, like the effort is why they're so successful, because they make narrative sense. They're a lot of fun. They are flashy, but they also tell you a story. They treat the audience like they're a full-grown adult that also likes to indulge their shooty bang bang side. Like,
look when Guardians of the Galaxy came out and it was really successful, it was like a huge movie. Mm-hmm. They didn't immediately say, we're canceling all of what we were going to do Guardians of the Galaxy 2. They still went with their plan.
Yeah. Like, regardless of whether or not Guardians was going to be successful, they already had their plan years in place. Like, it doesn't change because one movie failed.
Right. And Warner Brothers is not doing that. So Gotham Sirens is happening at some point maybe, and you're not interested.
I'm going to say Gotham Sirens is not going to happen because right now it's just a base concept.
And then, so people were looking forward to, like, because, again, since Ben Affleck's Batman was really popular from Batman v Superman, they fast-tracked his movie. And now there's Ben Affleck was being interviewed for his new movie, his new mafia movie. What's it called?
I don't remember, but it looks pretty cool.
Well, supposedly it's not that cool, but he's being interviewed, and they asked him about him directing the Batman, right? Mm-hmm. And as far as like him directing it, he said, this is quoted, "That's the idea, but it's not a set thing, and there's no script. If it doesn't come together in a way I think is really great, I'm not going to do it."
Good for him. Like,
does that concern you for the Batman movie? Do you think that it's going to happen? I mean, what do you think this means for Warner Brothers and DC?
The only way with DC handling, like, this version of DC handling the Batman movie, the only way that I think that movie has a hope is if Ben Affleck directs it. Because he is a really good director, and he's a pretty good actor now. And so far, the movies that he's directed, he understands the script. He's either written it, or he had a hand in it, or he had the writer there. But he understands the script. If the script is bad, I'm going to say he will not direct it. And if he doesn't direct it, we already know what the movie's going to be like.
It really makes me wonder what the hell is going on over there at Warner Brothers, because
people are talking shit about them.
A while ago, they announced like the villain, and it seemed like everything was going forward. It seemed like they were going forward with everything. They had that, what's the guy's name who's playing Deathstroke, Mangione or whatever?
Yeah.
He was saying, like, yeah, we're getting ready to do it, and everything seemed like they were going full steam ahead. And now in this new interview from just a little bit ago, Ben Affleck's like, yeah, it might not happen. Like, what's going on over there?
I think I think they had a hope with Suicide Squad because I think, from what it feels like, the writers, you know, were they had something going, and if they'd have let the writers do their thing, it'd have been decent. I don't know if it'd have been great, but at least it would have been decent. But I feel like the problems with Suicide Squad were the studio interference because you can tell when they're there. Because, they're the fan service moments. They're the moments that are big and flashy, but, don't really add up to anything. Like, you can tell. And that's how I feel that what's happening with the supposed script of The Batman is maybe they're trying to get some writers. The studio I think is trying to get a bunch of yes men. And that's not going to work for Affleck.
I thought that the script was being worked on by Affleck and Jeff Johns, who's supposedly the head of the DC unit at Warner Brothers right now.
Makes me
feel like
they said.
Maybe they're not seeing eye to eye. Maybe Affleck wants to do one thing and Johns, I don't know, but it just seems weird that everything seemed like they were going forward, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, that might not even happen. Who knows? I feel like if the Warner Brothers building is just this building that's on flames, and there's a bunch of chimps in the DC department on typewriters.
Yeah. It's on fire, and they're all just yeah. They're trying to write Shakespeare with a bunch of chimps.
People doing, it's movies. It doesn't need to be this complicated. I don't know. I'm not harp on it anymore, but just, okay.
Is Zack Snyder still having a hand in all these things?
He's directing Justice League. But it just makes me, I don't know, I'm very dubious of, what's going on over there. We'll see what happens. If Justice League and Wonder Woman are good, then I'll be a little less concerned. But as of right now, it just seems like every time there's a news story that comes out about the DC movies, I just roll my eyes and I'm like, what are you doing over there?
Yeah, it's just each piece of news is just a dumpster fire. It's well, why was I surprised?
Gotham Sirens the movie.
Hey, here's an idea. How about you give each member of the Justice League a movie and tell us who they are? That's an idea.
Clearly that's not going to happen. And look, if they want to do their own way of things, that's fine. Just make it better. People deserve better than these.
Damn. For real. Honestly, it's sad because as a kid, those were some of my favorite cartoons. The Justice League, Batman, Teen Titans, Superman. Those were some of my favorite cartoons. And to see them being treated like this, it's like watching George Lucas rape the Stormtrooper. It's just, what's going on?
I'm just confused, and we'll see what happens. But as far as the DC movies, I have no faith in them right now. I'm tired of being disappointed. I'll go to look Wonder Woman. Everyone is loving that trailer. I think it just looks okay, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be great.
Maybe. I think I liked the trailer a little bit more when it was called Captain America, but
yeah,
maybe.
I don't. We'll see. Justice League. I thought the teaser was okay, but again, it just feels like there's a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off, just running around with blood and feathers going everywhere, and that's what I feel like the DC universe is right now. But away from that, their movies suck.
Yes.
Speaking of suck, do you like the Expendable movies? Because they're making a fourth one.
No, I don't. Moving on.
Do you like it?
I do not like those movies. I think they're bad.
I've never seen one.
They're not good. The concepts of the Expendables was, hey, all those 80s action heroes? Stallone, Schwarzenegger, uh, uh, fucking, John McClane, like all these big action stars, they're gonna be in a movie. Well, no. It's actually just the actors in the movie. Like, it was marketed as like a big 80s action thing. It's a modern action thing. There's a difference. There's filming differences. I get some crummy run-of-the-mill action film for these movies, and they want me to be excited to see them. No. So, but none of the actors in it give a shit. They're so acted bad. So bad. Like,
So I have Terry Crews. I like Terry Crews.
Yeah, I do too. Not in this movie.
Doesn't have Chuck Norris and Jet Li.
Do you want to see a great Expendables movie? Watch the Avengers. You want to see a big team up with all your favorite characters? Watch the Avengers. Watch the X-Men. It's the same thing, but those are better.
The last piece of news is finally we can all stop biting our nails, wondering what happened. They dropped the trailer for the Emoji Movie. What do you think?
I'm very curious, because I love Stephen Wright. The dude is awesome. He's always been awesome.
That's all I have to say.
I'm just saying, it might be fun. I mean, honestly, it kind of looks like Wreck-It Ralph, but with emojis, but...
You know he's in Son of the Mask, right?
Huh?
Stephen Wright was in Son of the Mask, right?
Look, everybody's got to take a paycheck every now and then.
And how was this any different?
I'm just saying. I like Stephen Wright. I'm kind of curious. I didn't say I was excited. I'm just curious.
Just shut up. Stop talking.
It was only a teaser trailer. It wasn't even like a full trailer.
Shut up, stupid. About a mo you think is gonna happen. What are you talking about? It was just a teaser. Are you crazy? That movie's gonna suck. What are you even talking about?
What if it's like Wreck-It Ralph?
Stop it.
They have like the shit emoji, just like maybe they want the shit emoji to like get out of the phone and go live, go be a hero.
I'm not on that right now. Be Wreck-It Ralph, and this ain't gonna be the Lego movie. If the movie is good, I'll slap myself silly. But this movie's gonna suck, and if you come on,
I will hold you to that. I will hold you to that. If it is good, which I don't know if it will be or won't be, I'm not gonna say anything. But if it's good, I want you to slap yourself.
I will hard, really hard. Come on, shit emoji movie. What?
Everyone, I just want you to know that's not an audio problem. Christian actually is stuttering.
Oh, what is going on with people? Like, making a Pez movie about Pez dispensers?
Well, I mean, they did make a movie about Legos.
Stop. Alright? Yes, it was good, and Lego Batman looks good too. That doesn't count.
Come on.
I hate you so much. I mean, it might be like the... Oh, it won't be like that at all.
Fine. Oh, hey.
Anyway, what movie are we talking?
The Emoji Movie.
No, I'm done with it.
We're done with the news?
Yeah, we're the movie now.
Alright, well, everybody, stay tuned for the review of Oldboy, one of my favorite movies in the world. See you in a sec. So, alright, did you like it?
Yes.
Did you love it?
No. I'll probably never watch it again on my own.
Okay.
Like, I don't have any friends really outside of you, so I don't know who I'm going to show this to, but if I was with someone who likes a good revenge movie and hadn't seen it, I'll put it on. Mm-hmm. But I'll probably never be flipping through and just watch it on my own. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's completely understandable. I I love this movie. I kept hearing about it on a podcast, and I had to look it up. And I saw it, and I was freaking blown away. I don't want to get too much into like the details of the plot, or like spoilers for the end, because I do feel like the one of the joys of watching this movie is the reveals, because it's a pretty good mystery to me.
Why don't we can just talk about some basic stuff and like a basic idea of the story, and then we can go into spoilers.
Okay, yeah, we'll announce the spoilers. I like that. So,
all right, so do you want to talk about like what the basic story is?
Yeah, basic story is our main character, Ode-Soo. This is a South Korean movie, just so you know. So there are subtitles. But Ode-Soo was imprisoned in, from what we gather, is a really nice looking apartment prison where he's never allowed to leave. He doesn't see the sun. He's fed, 3 meals a day. He's gassed to be knocked out. He's cared for in every medical way possible in this prison. And then, after 15 years, he's let go for reasons he doesn't know. He doesn't even know why he was imprisoned. He had no idea how long he was going to be there. And now he's just trying to figure out why he was put there and why he was let go. And that's the story of Oldboy.
Yeah, I liked it. Some things I want to talk about that I don't want to spoil is I thought the music was really cool. I really liked the music in it.
Yeah.
I guess it's based off a manga or manga, I don't know. But it totally felt like that. Like, and maybe I might read this someday, even though I'm not really into manga that much. Like, this is something I might check out, like to be on a plane or something. But it made me, it felt very like it was based off. Like, I could tell that it was based off a manga if I didn't know that. But yeah, it had a lot of cool fight sequences. I thought were really well done. I really liked the music. I liked some of the way they dissolved into another scene. Like the first time that I really recognized it is there's a character and like a subway train kind of comes right into zoom, like through the camera almost. Yeah,
they did that a lot, and it was very artistically done.
Yeah, I like that. I liked the main guy a lot. I mean, I don't know any of these actors, but I thought the acting was all really good. I mean, I'm not Korean, so I don't know them, but yeah, it was a really solid movie. It makes me curious about the remake, though, like, because this feels like a very in that culture movie, right?
Yeah, like, this is a very, very South Korean movie. Like, the way that it's shot, the way that it plays out, even the twist, really, like, that's not really something that you can do in America. It's not really something that would, really get a big popularity, right? In the American version, I know that they changed a few things. However, I know that some of the key things that really was so, like, big and, like, a lot of, like, the key reveal points of this movie were changed, were conceptually changed, but, like, they had, like, the same theme going on in the American remake. So, with, like, that really weird thing that the villain and the does, that probably isn't in the American remake. And I know for sure that Ode-Soo and the woman he's traveling with are not. So, again, in the American version, like, what exactly, why are you calling it Oldboy?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm curious to watch it, but I'm not really going to rush out.
I'm curious I'm curious on how that could work. I don't know. I'm not going to watch it anytime soon, but it makes me curious. But yeah, and this is part of a trilogy, but it's not like narrative trilogy, right?
No,
It's like the three.
yeah, it's a theme trilogy, like it's a revenge trilogy.
Is it the same like director or just different?
Same director, Park Chan
Okay.
Wook, Park Chan Wook, Whoop, something like that.
Same actors?
No. Uh,
Okay.
so the first one is Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. Second is, I can't remember. Like, I think the second one is Oldboy,
Yes.
and the third one is Lady Vengeance, which Lady Vengeance is an incredibly artistic movie that might be a little too much for people. Like, it's so artsy fartsy you can smell it. But I like it and completely understand why someone would not.
Huh. It's certainly a good revenge movie. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
the theme is basically like there's other movies that do this, but like basically what happens when you let revenge become your whole life.
Yeah.
It reminds me like if I was going to show another movie, which is a weird choice, but with Tim Burton's Sweeney Todd movie.
Yeah.
Like if I was going to show somebody to revenge, I would show them that because both of those have like the same theme of like, you know, what happens when you give your whole heart over to revenge and the consequences of that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I liked it. I'm glad that I watched it.
Yeah. One of the things that I really like about this one is in a lot of, not just American ones, but a lot of revenge movies, the vengeance that they feel that they need to do oftentimes is their choice. Whereas in this movie, it's sort of forced upon him because after being, put in this sort of isolation for 15 years, or in an unknown time, which is 15 years, for an unknown reason and released for an unknown reason, I would kind of want to know why too. It's kind of hard to just pick up your life after that,
Yes and no. I mean, I do agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, like there were times in that movie where I was like, he could just walk away right now. Everything would be fine if he just let this go.
Okay. Yeah, tell me in the spoiler because I really want to know at what point you thought that.
Well, basically from the beginning, like he even says that, like the first thing he's going to do is find out who these people are, and he's going to kill them. And I don't know, like if he had just kind of let things slide, I don't know. But anyway, the same week I saw this movie I also watched for the first time another movie that really shows you the differences between American and Asian culture is Big Trouble in Little China.
I love that movie.
I'd never seen it before, and I watched it for the first time like the day after
good
I watched
movie.
it. I
Um,
was like, man, those crazy Asians.
but you know what's funny about Big Trouble in Little China? How much Mortal Kombat ripped it off.
Yeah, no kidding. This isn't a review of that, but I did like that movie. I watched it.
Yeah.
But it's funny that like I watched one movie that's like super serious, and then I was like, hey, let's watch Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I'm glad you watched that because we will talk about it at some point. Because I love that movie. But is there anything else you want to talk about Oldboy before we get into the spoilers?
No, I think it was a really good movie. I'm glad that I watched it. And yeah, like I said, it makes me curious to see what the remake did, only because I want to see what's different. But yeah, it was really solid. Like I said, it's not a movie that I'm gonna probably watch on my own again.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'll probably watch my brother or something. Like I think he might like it.
Okay. Sweet. So, everyone, if you and I say everyone because it actually turns out that a couple people I know listen to our shows.
That's too bad.
Neat. So we're about to do some spoilers for this movie. I highly suggest that you stop listening and go watch the movie, then come back, because part of the joy of watching this movie is seeing how the reveals are revealed. So yeah, it's really good. Just watch it right now and then come back. Okay, spoilers. Um,
All right, look, I gotta tell you, going in, I knew that was his daughter.
okay, because of what?
I think I heard it somewhere. Somewhere in the back of my head, I think I heard someone talking about Oldboy at one point.
Probably me, but okay.
I don't know. Somewhere I just heard about it through osmosis, and I heard somewhere I heard that the daughter came back at some point. I think,
Hmm.
like I wasn't 100% sure she was going to be Mito, but I kind of was like it's going to be her, but I didn't know for sure. So that maybe sucks some of the tension out of it for me.
Okay.
But I still liked it. I mean, the bad guy, Woo Jun, I don't know, I'm probably
Yeah, I think that's it.
but he was an evil fuck.
Dude, he was just like he was so sinister, but
Mhm.
his reasons for doing it were so twisted love that I had to admire and be a little afraid of whoever wrote this.
Okay, so if you're still listening, basically the bad guy, when he was a kid, he was like he was having a sexual relationship with his sister, and the main guy caught them and told his like buddy, and that became this giant rumor, and she eventually was murdered by him. Well, she kind of killed herself with
She, yeah, what, because they don't outrightly say it, but what I can see is she was gonna kill herself, and then he tried to stop her because he's holding her
yeah.
hand, and she's like, "Just let me go," and he doesn't want to, and then she takes that final picture, which they've showed you through the whole movie, and then the first time I watched it, I just started bawling because that just really hit me, you know, that just really fucking hurt. So to see him just let her go and then live with that, and then wait like 8 years and make a guy's life a living hell. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Moral of the story is if you did something in high school that you can't change, too bad. It's probably gonna come back and fuck you.
You better hope none of the rumors you started spiraled out of control.
He didn't mean it to start it as a rumor. He just mentioned it to his dumb friend.
Yeah, his cousin, who is the guy who got jugulared and stabbed in the computer cafe. That's
I'm
him.
surprised it's so light.
Yeah. First off, I kind of feel like his cousin deserved it a little bit because he was being a giant tool.
You mean calling a dead girl a whore?
Calling it, he's like, oh, she was like the biggest slut ever. Like she was such a whore. Her family was rich and she had really good grades and she was generally a really nice person. But she was such a whore. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I was okay, but did he get her pregnant? I kind of was confused about that.
No, and as far as I'm aware, this cannot happen in real life. But this movie's just surreal. Like there's hypnotism and like extreme versions of memory implantation, everything like that. So just kind of go with it when you're watching the movie. But no, the rumors of her, sleeping with her brother or whatever, then spiraled into maybe she's pregnant by her brother.
Right.
She eventually starts to believe these rumors because they're everywhere.
Yeah, but
And
then he
then
says it's a spell and stuff like that.
Her period stops because her brain believes that she's pregnant. And then her belly starts to swell because she believes she's pregnant. And then he says, like, I didn't get her pregnant, but your tongue did. And then that's what causes Odesu to cut his tongue out.
I understood what he was saying, but I didn't know if that's legit what happened or if she was pregnant with his child and he's so crazy himself that he was making it into something else. You know what I mean?
That maybe, but that would be a sort of like a speculation because that's never really what I said happened. That's what's given to us in the movie. So you can either trust it or you cannot. I trusted it because at this point he's already planning on killing himself, and all he ever wanted Odesu to do was just remember what happened. Okay, so sorry about that. But what happened was the rumors got out of control. She believed that she was pregnant, so much so that eventually her period started to come. And then her belly started to swell because she believed it so hard that she was pregnant. And then the irony was, it wasn't the incestual relationship that got her pregnant, but it wasn't the incestual relationship that got her pregnant. It was Odesu's tongue that got her pregnant. It was the rumor.
I understood that. No, I understood that. But his character felt so far removed from reality that I didn't know if he actually got her pregnant and then convinced himself otherwise. You know what I
mean? Again, it's.
I mean, I guess
it's perfectly.
You don't know.
It's perfectly possible that that's what happened, but I doubt it because by this point he's been doing nothing but telling him, planting seeds of what actually happened to, tell Odesu the truth of what happened. So for him to lie about it or for him to not know the truth himself seems a bit of a cheat. Like, not for the characters, but for us, because we had already gone through that whole journey just to be lied to,
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just, I'm just not convinced, I guess, because we didn't really, like, the idea of someone thinking they're pregnant and then their body changing is so, I don't know, maybe that is what happened.
I mean, like I said, this movie has, like, memory implantations and...
Yeah, but that's not too far removed from reality,
I mean, it's not, but that extreme of it is. Like, you can't control somebody's, entire instincts, you can't say, hey, you should probably go to this restaurant. You can't implant that into someone's brain, as much as Inception wants us to believe.
That's how he did Inception.
But yeah, I take the movie at face value at what happened. Just because like that is so much the better story, and that might be it. It might be what you were saying. I just feel like it's a bit more of a leap to suddenly believe that he's a liar.
I don't think he's a liar. I think he can't accept responsibility for what happened. Like, it even seemed like he didn't really accept what happened to her until he killed himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that I'm a liar. I think he's so delusional with what happened, what he thinks happened, that it makes me think maybe he did just get her pregnant. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's right. But just... especially because, like, that last scene where he's seeing him holding her and stuff, like, the way they played out, he's not super all there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's still living in, he's basically just walking the line of living in the past and what's going on now.
Basically, he's warped reality for himself to fit his narrative, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to believe that he got his sister pregnant, so he's making this up in his mind, and that he couldn't accept why she died. I don't know. I'm just...
Oh, shit. If you go on that, then he literally tortured Odesu for no reason.
Well, he did, like, the fact that he told that guy that, and that spiraled everything, but the fact that he would take that guy because of that and do what he did means that he is accepting no responsibility on himself, the fact that he was in a relationship with his sister. The fact that he could do that to another person and blame everything solely on that guy makes me think that he's not really seeing what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now that you explain it, I can definitely see what you're talking about.
He doesn't even attack, like, he kills the cousin, but he's the one who really started the rumor. He doesn't torture that guy. He just kills him really quickly. Like, I don't know. It's like he's convinced himself that everything was fine if this guy didn't do this one thing, as opposed to me and my sister were in this horrible relationship that we should not have been, but I can't accept that. And then the way she died, I can't accept that it's partly my fault.
Yeah. Because
But I don't know.
when he's telling the story of how she died at the end, like, and you got to remember, guys, for people listening, we're really only talking about like the last 15 minutes right now. Um,
Yeah.
but the way that he does explain what happened, he does say that he, that they did have a relationship, that, they weren't hurting anyone. However, incest not is not a positive thing in any culture.
He doesn't ever demonize it, does he? That I
No,
don't remember. He doesn't ever say, like, we knew what we were doing was wrong.
he
He
never
seems like
says it.
he's in.
Yeah, he says we weren't hurting anybody.
Yeah.
However, there's like one mention of their parents when he talks about what happened after she died, that, he didn't take into account that they would be hurt. He didn't really
Right.
take into account that, their friends would be hurt. Like, he's not taking responsibility. Like, he knows why she did it, but he's not taking responsibility. Like, he admits that it was because of the rumors of the relationship, not the relationship itself, which very well could
Right.
have been the case. But he's not taking responsibility that he was part of the reason why she killed herself. And he did have to
Exactly.
place
That's why I was
blame
thinking.
on Ode Sue.
Mhm.
Which, without knowing, like putting my thing, putting, my feet in his shoes, without knowing that the cousin is the one that spread it and not, Ode Sue in passing saying, hey, I just found these two people having sex. Turns out they're brother and sister. Bye. Like, like I'm going to Seoul now. Bye. Like that's really not Ode Sue's fault. It is that jackass cousin of his. That's his fault. He's the one who's like, hey, they totally fucked and got pregnant and like, like that's his fault. He's the one who started that shit. Ode Sue's just like, hey, I saw these two people doing it. I honestly, I don't blame Ode Sue for spreading it, although he was a jackass for the entire point of his life. Like, basically, Ode Sue's a piece of shit all the way until he, like, gets out of prison. But, yeah, I'm rambling.
I don't know. I don't know if they really explained it that well that he was a piece of shit. He was just obnoxious. He wasn't like a bastard.
I mean, he was also a very serious drunk.
It
Like,
was that.
with how the movie opens.
Yeah.
But I'm rambling. Why don't you tell me some more things that you liked about it?
I like the characters a lot. Like the three main ones I liked, Ode and Mito and Woo Jun.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Ode reminded me a little bit of kind of like Wolverine and that girl in the Wolverine movie, him and that chick.
A little bit.
But yeah, I thought she herself, I liked her character a lot, even though she also seemed crazy.
Yeah, she didn't. Well, I mean, shit, she hallucinated ants.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie says that you only hallucinate ants when you're lonely, but how fucking lonely can you be? Ode Sue had an excuse.
Yeah.
Mito is surrounded by people.
But I thought the violence was really well done. I liked like him in the hallway fighting those guys.
Dude, that is one of the best fight scenes.
That was a really cool scene.
Brutal.
And then the ending like was sickening to watch when he realizes what's happening.
And then he chooses to.
The ending was sickening to watch when he starts acting like a dog and cuts his own tongue out.
Yeah, dude, I've seen this movie like 15 times, and that gets me every single time.
It's really upsetting to watch.
Because they don't actually show his tongue getting cut off. They show his eyes and the scissors cutting. So it's all in your imagination, him cutting his tongue off. And
Well, not just him cutting his tongue off, but just the way he mentally breaks, and he's like, "You can call me a dog," and he starts like waddling his tail. All of that was so
barking and then licking his shoes.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, it's an unsettling scene, but probably the thing that just it's like the nice little bow on top of this already good movie is at the end, the very end, when he goes to the hypnotist and says that he wants that part of his memory erased. He doesn't want to remember that Mido is his daughter. So that they can go ahead and continue their own incestual relationship.
yeah. Like I thought that he was just gonna get it all erased, but no, he still wanted to be with her, which was fucking sick.
Right, and that is why I think it's such a pretty little bow, because it's another incestuous relationship that the bad guy believes that, Odesu started a rumor about.
Yep, it's family fucking, the movie, basically.
It's family fucking, but very artistically.
It has like that graduate ending where he seems happy and then slowly, maybe not, maybe he remembers.
Oh, that's one of my favorite endings. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't have a lot else to say about it. It was really crazy, and I liked it.
Yeah, I don't feel like you could come out of this movie, feeling indifferent. Because I feel like this is a movie that you either love or like. I don't feel like you can hate this movie because it's really fucking good.
Yeah, really well done.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of it for the review of Oldboy. So what's our revenge review gonna be?
Well, you tell me what you think it is.
Honestly, I think it's Yoga Hosers. Because it's on Netflix. Like, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, fuck.
I don't know if it's bad yet. I haven't seen it myself yet. It's getting bad reviews, but I need to see it myself before I can demonize it.
Now, here's the best review I heard. The best one I heard about Yoga Hosers is that it's almost unwatchable.
I've heard things. I've heard people say they like it. People who like Kevin Smith, which I do, say they like it for what it is. I don't know. I have to watch it myself first.
All right.
So that's it. What we're watching, it gives me joy, because I'm still not quite over Christian Mingle. There's still a darkness in my heart that movie created.
I'm glad I did that to you.
Yeah, so the next one we're going to watch, I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Is it free?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And if not, we could change it. But as of right now, what we're watching next is Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas.
Oh my god. Oh, dude. I know, and that is like said to be the worst movie ever made.
Yeah.
I can see why it gives you joy, because all you had to say was Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Yep, that's it. That'll be that's the coup de grace."
So, I have a little treat for the people listening. Is that me and Christian are finally going to be under one roof and in one room starting on Friday. And we are going to watch some movies. We're going to hang out. We're going to record sort of like a riff tracks thing for them.
We'll do something. We'll figure something out.
We'll do something, and maybe watch Kirk Cameron's Shit Christmas together.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Well,
I can't wait to watch this piece of shit.
Dude, honestly, respect, man. Like, pound the chest, respect. It's a good fucking choice.
It is bad. Like,
so you watched it?
I've seen most of it. Yes.
Oh.
It's the ramblings of a madman.
How long is it?
It's not long.
Oh,
Most
thank
of it is
God. Most of it's what?
most of it's filler.
Oh, well. All
Like
right.
the last 10 minutes are like a dance sequence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's funny is I can hear the joy in your voice.
I
The
feel
sick
alive.
fucking joy.
I feel alive.
Oh, and it's the same joy I felt when I told you about Christian Mingle.
Oh, this is worse. This is worse.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Alright, everybody. We got, whew, God, man. Kirk Cameron shit Christmas coming up.
Yep. Yep.
Alright, well, another review down.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, everybody, stay tuned for Kirk Cameron's shit Christmas. Y'all have a good day. Bye.